Andrews Hockey Growth Programs presents Modern Techniques of Hockey Skating. Today's game of hockey requires a high level of skill in all aspects of skating. Hockey players must learn all technical skating moves early, as they'll be required to play a number of positions as they progress from beginner to advanced. Even seasoned pros can improve their game by improving their skating. The complete hockey player can execute all skating skills, especially all backward skating skills. Backward skating is made up of complex technical moves. Developing good balance and coordination requires plenty of practice. In this program, we'll learn the proper techniques for backward starts, backward striding, backward crossovers, Mohawk turns, as well as exercises to help develop and improve these skills. A retreating defenseman must keep the eyes on the play at all times. The technique he uses will depend on the amount of time available. If time permits, the defensive player may use either a backward crossover start or a backward open or C-cut start. If the attacking players are close and in full flight, it is safer for the defenseman to turn and skate forward, watching the play over the shoulder, and then to make a Mohawk turn when enough speed is gained. We will begin by looking at the techniques for the two backward starts used in hockey. The backward crossover start and the straight backward start. The backward crossover start is the most frequently used backward start. As in all backward skating moves, the skater assumes a semi-sitting position with the back straight and the knees well bent. The skater begins the move by pivoting the heel outward, making a powerful C-cut with the entire length of the skate blade. The pushing leg extends completely, and the final thrust comes from the front half of the inside edge of the blade. Following the C-cut, the skate is drawn in, crosses in front of the inside leg, and grips the ice with the weight of the back inside edge. As the initial C-cut is completed, body weight is transferred to the inside skate, which should be centered under the skater's body. The inside skate is then pushed strongly sideways underneath the skater's body, cutting an arc on the ice. The underneath skate is brought back under the body and placed on the ice, parallel to the other skate. Skates should be shoulder distance apart. The lower body does the work for this move. The upper body remains stable except for the arms, which are away from the body. Although some skaters begin by making two crossovers in the same direction, and others by using one in each direction, it is better to do one crossover and move into straight backward striding. This backward start is popular because it seems quick, but it should not be used when an opposing puck carrier is close because it commits the skater to moving in one direction. As in the backward crossover start, the straight backward start begins with a powerful sideways C thrust. The leg is completely extended and returns to the center quickly so that the other leg can immediately begin the next push. During the sideways thrust, it is important that the gliding foot travels straight back. Skating in a zigzag pattern wastes time. Bending too much at the waist causes the push to come only from the toe of the skate, resulting in loss of balance. The arms move back and forth in coordination with the legs. The hips and shoulders remain stable. If they go sideways, the skater will waddle and skating efficiency will be lost. The legs move very rapidly on the first 2 or 3 strokes, and there should be little or no glide, even though the legs are completely extended. Although not used as frequently as the backward crossover start, this straight backward start, when practiced and mastered, is a very useful skill for today's game of hockey. After the first 2 or 3 strokes, the skater moves into full backward striding. To review the skating mechanics common to the initial start, knees are bent, back is straight, shoulders are back, and head is erect. The hips face forward and do not move from side to side. Body weight transfers from skate to skate so that it is always over the pushing foot. The legs are completely extended with the strong push coming from the inside skate edge. The front part of the blade finishes the thrust. The gliding foot travels in a straight line, and the knee is well bent to prepare for the next push. The skates remain on the ice, and the pushing skate returns completely to center parallel to the gliding skate. If the pushing skate returns behind the gliding skate, or if the gliding foot does not move in a straight line, the skater will travel in an S pattern, and speed will be lost. The arms may be used to aid in power and speed. Backward striding should also be practiced with the upper body stable to prepare the skater for different game situations. The backward stride may be used effectively to track an opponent and should always be used when the opponent is close so as not to get caught crossing over. We'll now consider some skating exercises that will help develop good backward mobility. Backward sculling is an excellent exercise for beginners and will teach skaters of all ages to bring the skates back under the center of gravity. Backward one-foot pumping is used to strengthen each leg individually, especially the weak side. The gliding foot travels in a straight line, while the other leg pushes. It is important to bend the gliding leg, extend the pushing leg completely, and keep the back straight. Here we see this exercise being performed on a circle. Skating against resistance is used to develop power. Each technical aspect of the exercise must be done correctly to avoid developing bad habits. This drill teaches the skater to keep his weight properly distributed over the skate edges and forces the lower body to work extra hard. One-foot exercises are excellent for balance and to develop control of the skate edges. Backward striding is a skating skill that should be taught to young hockey players and included in every hockey practice. Backward crossovers may be used for lateral movement while skating backward, and for tracking an opposing puck carrier. Players should be cautioned not to cross over when the puck carrier is close, to prevent being caught when a puck carrier cuts back. The initial C-cut was previously explained in the backward crossover start. As the push is being completed, weight is transferred to the inside skate, which is being pulled toward and underneath the body. As the outside skate crosses in front of the toe of the inside skate, the outside leg is also crossed over the inside leg. The inside leg is pushed sideways underneath the skater. For additional power, force is placed on the outside of the skate, forming a 45-degree angle with the ice. It is important to use the complete blade, beginning with the heel and finishing with the front outside edge as the leg is pushed underneath the body to full extension. The skater's knees should be well bent, his back straight, and his shoulders parallel with the ice. If the inside shoulder drops or if the skater bends forward, balance and skating power will be greatly decreased. When moving laterally, the skater grips the ice on the inside and pulls the skate in toward the body for extra power. Backward crossovers should be practiced both ways on circles and around pylons. This sidestepping drill is used to introduce this skill to beginners and to help improve the backward skating of intermediate and advanced hockey players. Every player should spend extra time practicing backward crossovers and straight backward skating in order to develop the versatility necessary for future competition and fun. Hockey players, especially those in defensive positions, must also develop the mobility necessary to turn efficiently from backward to forward and forward to backward. Mohawk turns allow skaters to change directions while maintaining maximum speed. Here we see a series of forward to backward Mohawk turns and backward to forward Mohawk turns. It is important to remember that when these turns are executed, the player must keep skating. As in other skating skills, the back should be straight and the shoulders parallel to the ice. If the player drops his inside shoulder or bends too much at the waist, balance will be lost. Now we will look in detail at forward to backward Mohawk turns. A key point in the forward to backward turn is to watch the play at all times. This is done by looking over one shoulder when skating forward and turning so that the eyes remain on the play. Many intermediate and even advanced hockey players will take their eyes off the play because they haven't learned to make this turn both ways at game speed. The skater begins this turn by gliding on one foot. Since the head is already turned toward the play, the skater next rotates the shoulders, chest, and hips. The other foot is lifted, brought close to the gliding foot, and turned to face directly opposite to the direction of travel. As the body turns, the foot which is pointed backwards is placed on the ice. The gliding foot is immediately lifted, turned, and placed on the ice. The skates should be close together, with the weight on the balls of the feet during the change. Both skates should begin pushing from under the center of gravity as soon as they take to the ice in order to maintain momentum. It is very important that this advanced skating move is practiced to the left and to the right. These Mohawk turns can be taught to beginners by having them skate the circles both ways. The safest and quickest way to turn from backward to forward is by using this Mohawk turn. A crossover turn is slower, and many times a defenseman using it will be caught with legs crossed as a puck carrier cuts back. Using a Mohawk turn, a player in the defensive position can adjust to a fake and still be in control of the situation. As a defensive player prepares to use this Mohawk turn, the skates are brought closer together. Body weight is on one skate as the player begins to glide. The upper body begins the turn, followed by the hips. Although the head is normally the first part of the body to turn, When playing the man, a defenseman must initiate the turn with his shoulders so he can keep the puck carrier in view. The upper body and hips continue to turn towards the new direction of travel. The free skate is turned into the open start position, and the knees bent to maintain and increase speed after the turn is made. This skill may be introduced to beginners by having them step around a pylon. And progressing to an open turn at center. Backward to forward turns may also be practiced on the circles to the left and right. Forward to backward and backward to forward Mohawk turns should be practiced at game speed to develop advanced skating mobility for game situations. In this program, we've considered backward starts, backward striding, backward crossovers, and Mohawk turns. Program 3 will cover sharp turns, forward stops, backward stops, and stopping and reversing directions.